From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White. 400 BC ostriches have been spared, at least for now, after the Supreme Court of Canada ordered a planned cull to be paused. Universal Ostrich Farm spokeswoman Katie Pisitny celebrated with supporters and says the last-minute stay means more time to plan their next steps.
They live today, and we have time. There's some time to figure out the next steps and the next options.
You said it was Miracle Wednesday.
Miracle Wednesday.
What did it feel like?
We just finished a prayer.
The Supreme Court granted the interim stay until it decides whether to hear the farm's appeal. A former Royal Bank of Canada employee is now accused of accessing the Prime Minister's personal information. Police say 23-year-old Ibrahim El Hakim of Ottawa faces charges that include fraud and trafficking in identity information. But RCMP say they do not believe there was any threat to the Prime Minister's safety nor to national security. The federal government is still reviewing the controversial F-35 fighter jet procurement, despite Canadian officials repeatedly saying it would be done by the end of the summer. But defense expert Philippe Lagasse of the Norman Paterson School of International Affairs says it's not a bad thing the government is taking its time.
It's tied to a reconsideration of what kind of sovereign capabilities Canada might need to have and whether or not a mixed fleet would be an option for Canada to consider. As the Prime Minister said yesterday with respect to submarines, that's an incredibly costly way of doing things, but in certain circumstances, when it comes to protecting your national sovereignty, that may mean or may be something that you want to do.
Canada has plans to acquire 88 of the advanced fighter jets from Lockheed Martin, but it's only legally committed to buying the first 16. The World Health Organization and experts in Canada say there's no evidence that taking Tylenol during pregnancy causes autism. The remarks are in response to U.S. President Donald Trump's unproven claim this week linking the drug to the disorder. Health Canada says not treating fever and pain during pregnancy can pose risks to the unborn child. Statistics Canada says the country's population grew at its slowest pace for a second quarter outside the pandemic.
The agency says the population reached an estimated 41.65 million people on July 1st, an increase of about 48,000 people or 0.1% compared with April. StatCan says it was the lowest growth rate for the three-month period since the second quarter of 2020, when growth nearly halted because of border restrictions caused by the pandemic. International migration added roughly 33,000 people, while the natural increase, the difference between births and deaths, added 13,000 people in the quarter. Michelle Zedekian, The Canadian Press.
This is The Canadian Press. In sports, the Toronto Blue Jays look to take a step toward clinching the American League East title tonight as they continue a three-game series with the visiting Boston Red Sox. Jays enter the contest with a one-game lead over the New York Yankees with 5 games left to play. Canada will host the United States in a pair of women's hockey games in Edmonton in December. The annual rivalry series between the two countries returns to Alberta for the first time since 2017. It's a disappointing start to the Asian swing of the tennis season for two Canadian players. Denis Shapovalov was upset in the opening round of the Japan Open in Tokyo, and Bianca Andreescu fell in the first round of the China Open in Beijing. Danielle Doris earned a silver medal in the women's 100-meter backstroke, while Mary Jibb took bronze in the women's 100 freestyle at the World Paris Swimming Championships in Singapore. Canada has 1 gold, 1 silver, and 3 bronze medals heading into the final day of competition. From the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.